Enough is enough. If you're this type of tourist, don't come to Thailand. Right, some Benji Kitty Park today. Believe it or not, it's April now, and this is the first time I've been here. I thought I'd come out here and check it out because I've not been here before. It's pretty impressive, it's nice, it's peaceful, I like it. But that's not what today's video is about. If you're this type of tourist, right, don't come to Thailand. Like I said in my opening sentence, you don't want to be this type of tourist. Because as a Thai national, it's starting to piss me off because on my timeline, right, I keep seeing tourists everywhere, especially in Phuket, Pattaya, Bangkok, these major cities, tourists just kicking off at Thai locals, and it's leaving a bad taste in people's mouths. And I wish sometimes I could slap the taste out of someone's mouth, but I'm disturbing the peace here with it. There's a couple of case studies I do want to talk about. One of them being the guy down in Phuket. This guy, he came out his house in Phuket. Apparently he's got a nice beachfront house, and he came out and this young doctor was just sat on his doorstep, and I believe she was looking at the night sky, admiring the views or whatever she was doing. I don't know the ins and outs, but this guy, I believe from Switzerland, he come out and he just kicked her in the back and started beating her. And when I've seen this story, seen this article, in my mind, I was thinking, as a Thai national, I lived in England for 20 years. And when I moved there, one of the first things that I was taught is manners. To have manners, it doesn't cost anything, it's free. It's always good to say please and thank you. When I saw it, I thought all this guy had to do was just come out and say, please, could you remove yourself from my doorstep, respect my privacy, respect that it's my property. And I'm sure she would have understood and got up and went to sit somewhere else to admire the sky. But he didn't. He just came out with anger and just, I don't know, just started attacking this woman. And amongst the Thais as well, obviously it caught mainstream news, and a lot of Thai, I think 500 Thais protested against it down in Phuket, and they wanted him removed, they wanted his visa revoked. And I believe, I don't know what the outcome was of that trial. I know he went to court for it, and yeah, I'm not too sure what the outcome is. And I don't wish for anyone to have the visa removed or to be removed from Thailand. But speaking of Thailand, it's not a Thailand issue. If someone was to do that in Switzerland, in England, just come out your house and just kick someone that's sat on your doorstep, it's not right, even though they are essentially on your property. But you just don't come out and just start beating someone, especially a young woman, just peacefully just sat there. Don't do that. It's wrong. It's not right. I don't know. I feel more anger. I'm being calm about it, but if I met him in person, I'd be pretty riled up, and I'd have a few words for him. Let's just say that. Maybe more than a few words, maybe a couple of hands as well, just to give him a taste of his own medicine thing. But no, I'm not a violent person. Let's cut that bit out maybe. So the second case study that I want to talk about is the two young gentlemen from New Zealand, I believe, who wrestled with the policeman on the floor and had him in a headlock and everything. So apparently, for some reason or what, the policeman asked these two guys who was on a moped to stop, and they didn't stop, carried on. So the policeman caught up to them. Eventually they stopped, and some way, somehow they ended up in a physical altercation. And the clip that you'll see is, the guy had the policeman on the floor, he was wrestling with the policeman, had him in like a headlock, or in jiu-jitsu you would call it, a guillotine or a rear naked choke, bulldog choke, whatever you want to call it. And it just blew my mind, At some point, the guy even took out the policeman's gun, gave it to his friend, who, by the way, just stood there filming the whole thing instead of de-escalating the situation. Yeah, it just blew my mind. Like, anywhere else in the world, you would be, seriously in trouble just to mess with authority like that. So all I ask is just respect the authority out here. Don't be, a dickhead. There must have been a reason, some way, somehow, why he didn't stop. They must know they're guilty for something, whether or not, they didn't have the correct paperwork to ride a scooter in Thailand, or they didn't have a helmet on. I don't know. I don't know the ins and outs. I don't really want to look further into it because it angers me a little bit. So when I saw it, I just thought to myself, why would someone do that? Why in the right mind would they come here and disrespect the policeman like that? Because I know the policeman, he looked fairly old, he didn't look that big in terms of build. So yeah, he probably out-wrestled the policeman, but that's not the point, In Thailand, like I say, same as doctors, policemen are it's a very well-respected profession out here. So the Thais generally, they respect authority. And, all I want is for everyone else to do the same. As we would, as Thai nationals, if we were to enter a different country, we would respect the rules, respect the law, respect the authority. That's all we ask. So as I'm walking through this lovely park, I'm really enjoying this walk actually. I just want to emphasize, that the actions of a few does not reflect on the majority. And what I mean by that is, there's a couple of bad rotten ones and they are everywhere in the world, but don't let that sway from the bigger picture. Most tourists that come to Thailand are lovely. They come, they embrace the culture, embrace the people, love the food, and they respect it. They respect the laws, authorities, and that's the sort of people that Thailand want to welcome. And Thailand is very welcoming. I don't know if you know, we're probably one of the most welcoming countries, and tourism means a lot to Thailand. So these things will have a knock-on effect, and the more it happens, I should imagine that it would leave, bad taste in more Thai people. And just because they can't articulate themselves to you, because they can't speak English or whatever, doesn't mean that they're not feeling it. The feeling, the anger is starting to build. I can feel it, I can sense it, I see it more often now. So I just worry that in future, it'll turn the tide where Thais are resenting foreigners, that come here, and they're gonna have a different perception of foreigners. I want to give a shout out to my friend Ryan in Bamboo, or Ryan and Mo, as the channel called, because he spoke about it and he said, we as creators, as people with platforms, we need to talk about it. And for me, especially because I am Thai and I can somewhat articulate myself in English, although a lot of it is gibberish, I feel like I have the need to speak out on these sort of things. I feel like I need to speak up for my people, because the Thais here, they can't articulate themselves in English so you would understand. So I feel like, it's my job to put it out there on my little platform to tell you what I'm feeling, and more or less what the Thais are probably feeling also. So come here, enjoy yourself, be respectful, and you will be respected. The Thais love that. That's the sort of tourist that we want to see out here. Okay, quickly, I'm just gonna conclude this video here, end it here, and I'll just leave you guys with just this quote. Just remember that cultural exchange should be a bridge that connects us and not a barrier that divides us. And I feel like that's the perfect way to end this video, and I feel it's very fitting. And as global citizens, we all should be striving for this peace and harmony in the world, and just be respectful, be kind, respect each other's culture, and everyone will be happy, just be happy. Leave it in the comments, guys. Tell me what you think of the topic. Tell me if you feel a certain way, if you know other cases that I may not know about. I'll try and pop up a few on the screen, a few news headlines or whatever. I'll try and do the best I can in the edits. Yeah, just have a chat in the comments amongst yourself. If you're Thai, also let us know, how you're feeling about it as well, how you see it going in the long run, in 10, 20 years from now, how this country is going to pan out, because the way it's going, in my opinion, it's not the right direction. So we need to kind of switch on, speak up about it now, change it before it's too late, So bridge that connects us and not a barrier that divides us. And I'll leave it like that. Peace.